Sir, I rise today to participate in the debate on motion of thanks on President's address with a deep sense of apprehension. The sense of anguish emerges out of the fact that while we are today debating Honorable President's address to the joint session of both the houses of Parliament, lakhs of workers are outside on the streets of Delhi demanding the Parliament of India to take remedial measures and to put the pressure on the executive and the government to redress some of their grievances. Lakhs of people are on the street. They have not come here out of any desire to see Delhi. They have come here to tell us that living conditions of our people are abysmally deteriorating. This government has achieved an impossible task. It has actually united all the trade unions across the country. This is a task for which I would like to thank the government for having united all the trade unions. All of them have come together today to Delhi to raise their specific issues which are absolutely essential for the living conditions of our people. The President of India talks of a healthy and prosperous India. A healthy and prosperous India is impossible without the workers. Therefore, the sense of disquiet begins with this. While on the one hand you have talked about some lofty ideals in the President's speech, at the ground level, the living conditions of the people who are living below the poverty line are getting increasingly deteriorating and more burdens are being put on them. That is why I would like to say that this speech of the President of India is a customary address, a balance sheet where she gives an indication of what would be done by this government in future. But we all know that history repeats itself. The repetition is not only in terms of the priority that the President of India has outlined, but it is also in terms of the announcements that the government is time and again making. The President has outlined five priorities of her government. The five priorities are once again a repetition. When this government took office in 2009, in an address to the joint session, the President said that her government is firmly committed to maintaining high growth with low inflation, particularly in relation to prices of essential agricultural and industrial commodities. 2 years ago, the government of India said the same thing, and you are saying the same thing today. All of us know that the speech of the President of India is vetted by the Union Cabinet and it is a text that goes from the government. So it is the Cabinet that is repeating itself over and over again over these years. But what is that you are going to do in order to combat this inflation? There is not one concrete step that is being given here in order to combat inflation. We would like to know whether they are going to ban speculation in the essential commodities. It has reached to the tune of 15 lakh crores of rupees a year, but unfortunately there is not even a word in the president's address. Unless prices rise, they cannot make their profits, and unless you ban the speculative trading, it is impossible to control this kind of inflation. There is also no mention of strengthening the public distribution system. The Supreme Court has indicted this government by saying that If it cannot store your food, distribute it to the hungry. The people are going hungry and the prices are rising. Sir, the petroleum prices have been hiked 7 times in the last 8 months, and at the time of deregulating the petroleum prices, the assurance given to the parliament and to the country was that there would be a relook at the tax structure. The leader of the opposition yesterday, in a detailed manner today, told us of the deficit that this government is suffering from. When I came into the house, the only deficit we were talking about was the fiscal deficit. Today we are talking of several deficits. You have deficit of everything as far as this government is concerned. Sir, when the talk of corruption in high places, it is not a question of individuals we are talking of. When the Honorable Prime Minister was sitting here on the last occasion, I said that what we are questioning is not the integrity of individuals. What we are questioning is the infallibility of the entire system, where one by one these scams are coming up. Now, if these scams are emerging with such rapidity, there is moral degeneration. We are allowing our system to degenerate to such an extent that the whole economy has come to a standstill. We have passed a law giving the right to education in our country. There is a big dispute going on between the central government and the state government on who will finance this and what is the estimate to this right into a reality.